Solana's daily volume has dropped by 90% in the last 30 days, while its total value locked has also been declining, down 19% in the past 2 weeks. And for this reason, among others, we've been looking for short opportunities this past week in the Crypto Insight Premium community. So what can we expect from Solana's price? And more importantly, how can we take advantage of it? Right now on screen, you're seeing Solana's daily volume on decentralized exchanges. As you can see, on February 17th, Solana hit a daily volume of $35.5 billion. Since then, on-chain activity has plummeted to just $3.1 billion. It's worth noting that this sudden spike in Solana's daily volume was driven by Donald Trump's official meme coin, which, at its peak, reached a market cap of $15 billion. An absolutely wild figure. At first glance, a 90% drop in Solana's daily volume might seem like a very negative sign. But as I just explained, there was an exceptional reason behind the initial surge, driven by the rush to buy Trump's token. And if we understand that meme coins like this one tend to spark FOMO and excitement, only to fade away just as quickly, it makes perfect sense that we're now seeing this drop in Solana's daily volume. This has led to an alarming 90% decrease, creating the perception of a major devaluation. But as you can see, there's a logical explanation for all of it. The real exercise here would be to act as if those days never happened. That would be the fairest and most reasonable approach. If we do that, we can see that before the Trump meme coin event, Solana's daily volume in February was actually quite stable. So what we realize here is that meme coins and other tokens running on the Solana network can significantly impact the blockchain's transaction volume. That's pretty obvious. The real question is whether this type of situation affects Solana's price. And I can already tell you it definitely does. And now you're looking at Solana's TVL, which stands for Total Value Locked. For those wondering, the total value locked in Solana represents the total amount of money deposited in DeFi protocols within the Solana network. This includes staking funds, loans, and liquidity in decentralized exchanges. It can serve as a key indicator to measure the activity and confidence in Solana's ecosystem. In this case, you're not looking at a metric influenced by meme coin trading or token launches, like the daily volume on decentralized exchanges that we just analyzed. Here, we're seeing a clear drop in Solana's total value locked over the past 2 weeks. It has fallen by no less than 19%. And if we compare that to Ethereum's TVL, which dropped only 2% in the same period, the difference is striking. Just a quick comparison to put things in perspective. What we're really assessing here is Solana's overall health. And as I mentioned, this has all happened within the last 2 weeks. So, given this data, what can we expect from Solana's price? It's currently in a strong upward channel and sitting right at the base of that channel. Now, let's break it down. But before...
Welcome to Crypto Insight, your ethical and moral channel for cryptocurrency technical analysis. Here, we really know what we're talking about. We conduct advanced technical analysis that has been developed for over 12 years. We upload videos several times a week. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, let me know and leave a comment with your opinion. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell so you don't miss the next opportunity.
As I was saying, Solana's total value locked has dropped 19% in the past 2 weeks. And in Crypto Insight, during our near daily live sessions in our Telegram community, Crypto Insight Premium, we've been tracking this closely since February 12th, back when Solana's TVL first started showing signs of weakness. We were already saying that if we lost this key support zone, it would likely trigger a downward avalanche. Then, on February 17th, once we saw the breakout confirming this drop, we started analyzing how to approach short positions after contractions. But by February 18th, we reached a point where it was no longer a good idea to keep shorting. And that tells us something. It gives us a strong hint that, in theory, this could be the bottom. And from here, things might be about to turn around. Another key point is that losing this structure could trigger a black swan event, leading to an avalanche effect. First, we need to understand, just as I've been explaining, the reason behind Solana's current drop, the loss of the defense zone, which, if it happened, would signal a bearish move. And that's exactly what we're seeing. As we'll analyze in this session, we're prioritizing the bearish direction. Now, let's justify it. If the key zone that indicated a bearish reaction has been lost, and it has, then we have no choice but to adopt a short-term negative outlook. So what can we do? The approach here is to look for small corrections. Let me show you. This is where the contribution of the Crypto Insight Premium community becomes crucial for tracking this movement. The strategy is to identify an impulse, wait for a contraction, find the trend line, and enter on the breakout. The impulse will correct at some point, we find the trend line, and enter again on the breakout. If we are committed to a bearish direction but the price structure doesn't allow us to enter immediately, another way is to chase the price after a breakout. Solana, I've probably already said this, is just more of the same. That's the philosophy. If you look closely, it's been breakout after breakout to the downside. Tomorrow, another breakout to the downside. Do you see the pattern? We're looking for these micro black swan continuation events in a scenario where short positions need to be prioritized. And I'll say it again, this is happening because we've lost Solana's key defense zone, which was the signal to turn bearish. This isn't something we decide, it's the market that dictates it, based on our analysis, of course. The same thing has happened with XRP. Its structure has been distorted, compressed, and then broken. That's not a good sign for any bullish outlook. This reinforces our hypothesis. And then there's BNB, which has been hunting down all that distributive liquidity, failing to push higher immediately, and instead facing an aggressive rejection. Here we could be looking at a correction, a period of consolidation, and then a continuation. That's exactly why we're prioritizing the short side setup. Now, does this mean we're at a market extreme? Well, crossing the informa, well, it could be, right? So what hypothesis can we draw from this? If this is indeed a market extreme, this isn't a prediction. We're still developing the idea, but if it were, then logically the price should go up from here, right? We're just formulating hypotheses. We're not saying this will happen. But let's think for a moment. If this is a market extreme, what are other assets telling us when we cross-check the analysis and data? Does this idea align? Does it fit? With Bitcoin, structurally it could align. We've been working on that structure. It's pushing a bit lower now, but it could still fit. We also need to consider that we have an impulse, a channel, a range, and now possibly a climactic move in the form of a trap. And what about Ethereum? Well, maybe Ethereum gives us a little hint. Or maybe I've drawn the zone too low. Why not move it up? Oh wow, now that actually makes sense. So Ethereum could also be signaling a market extreme. That's useful information. Premium members and everyone else. Of course, yesterday we were saying the focus should be on shorts, right? We even discussed the optimal way to execute them. And to be honest, it worked really well. That was yesterday. But what about today? Well, today we're saying stop looking for shorts, it's over. I want to introduce you to our private Telegram channel, which is completely free. In fact, at the time of recording this video, we're also live streaming for the community. During these live sessions, we look for trading opportunities in the futures market. We focus on intraday trades, and within this community, members also share their operational ideas, what they're working on and what they're looking for in the markets at any given moment. It's honestly very interesting. This community is constantly learning and improving. So if you're an active trader and tired of trading alone, you can join our community. Signing up is very simple. The requirements are as follows. You need to be a user of BitUnix or buy DFI. Have deposited cryptocurrencies into your BitUnix or buy DFI accounts with a minimum value of $100 and use this account as your primary futures trading account. In other words, you need to be actively trading. Once you've met these requirements, simply fill out the form displayed on the screen. It consists of just 5 simple questions, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Don't miss this unique opportunity to become part of our exclusive Crypto Insight Premium community. Come join us, we're waiting for you. And now, what can we expect for the future of Solana's price and Bitcoin's chart? Well, there are several things to consider. Looking at Bitcoin's daily chart, we can see that it's in very good health. Right now, there are no negative signals suggesting that the trend has come to an end. We're not seeing any black swan events in Bitcoin. And if we check Solana's daily chart, it's pretty much the same story. Of course, if we zoom in a little, we can see that Solana has gone through a deep correction. A sharp drop that, by the way, we had already warned about in previous Crypto Insight videos. Back then, we said it was a terrible idea to look for longs in the Solana market. But despite this drop, we're still not seeing any black swan events. It's important to understand that Solana is an extremely volatile asset. Like it or not, it's also affected by meme coin volatility. Not exclusively, of course, Solana is much more than just a meme coin network, and everyone knows that. But its price can experience additional volatility, for better or worse. That's why this bearish move shouldn't be seen as the end of the world. That's why we believe this 19% drop in Solana's total value lock doesn't necessarily mean Solana is about to crash. Instead, it tells us there's less interest in the asset, and that doesn't always mean selling. Big institutions might take advantage of this period of low activity to make an aggressive move and not necessarily to the downside. We explained this in detail in a previous video where we analyzed it. We actually explained all of this in a previous video where we analyzed not only the Solana blockchain, breaking down why we should still be optimistic, but also Bitcoin's blockchain, which, despite how bad things may seem, gives us reasons to remain positive. So I invite you to watch that video right now. It's on the screen. There, we explain exactly why we believe the market still has room to grow. Don't hesitate, click on the video now. Stay informed, it's in your best interest. Go ahead, click the video now.